Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh mbokk yi ñu leen di nuyu fii si beneen edition yi Good Morning Africa program seen favorite program bu dee am from Mondays to Fridays every other week, and today we are also having another edition of the Good Morning Africa program. As you know, we start with our studio stories like we always do, and also the newspaper review followed by a critical analysis of issues happening in the country. Tey maa ngi fi ànd ak suma naataango Modou Nyang. Modou, naka suba si? Di leen nuyu rek di wax ne rek suma joolaay ak suma séeréer li xam naa léegi tey gaañu suma because weeri koor bi daanaka léegi tey mu tàggo waaye di leen nuyu rek di leen ziar fii si beneen edition yi Good Morning Africa di leen dalal fii di leen wax ne bu leen dem rek comme nuñ ko baaxoo di defee saa su ne rek dañ leen na andil interesting stuff in the program here comme Modou Nyang mu fi suma xarit bi koo xam ne rek daf ma dee sonal always xarit boo xam ne daf la dee sonal always. Modou naka suba si?
waaw sant yàlla jullee di ne itam askan bi réewi Gambie yëpp ak si bitim réew ñi nga xam ne den dee seetaan Eye Africa TV ñoom ñëpp fu ñu mënti nekk ñu ngi leen di nuyu di leen jégalu nag si ñaari fan wala ñetti fan yi passé Good Morning Africa bi amul waaye yëpp nekkoon si dab seen bànneex rek yëpp nekkoon si ay xibaar yoo xam ne ni dafa soxal askan bi ñi si ne si réew mi ak si bitim looloo ko waraloon te yaakaar naa ñoom xam nañ ko te teg nañ si seen bët su ko defee nuyu la beneen yoon am mbégte bu baax a baax toogaat fii ñi nar a ànd ak nit ñi indi leen xibaar yu wér te wóor yi nga xam ne xew na si biir réew mi ak si bitim réew comme noo ko waxee.
waaw comme ñu ngi ko waxee rek ñu ngi baalu rek des ñaari fan yu passé yi amuñ Good Morning Africa programme waaye dañ amuñ some issues rek but we are back as always fuñ ko bàyyee woon daal foofu lañ ko continuer incha allahu rabbi si studio bi fii this morning. Viewers, like we said, always we begin with our studio stories in the here on Eye Africa TV, and then with the newspaper review. That will be, of course, with me this morning. This morning we will start matters of the presidency and President Adama Barrow and the extension of the state of public emergency, as you all know, which happened yesterday. President Adama Barrow on Tuesday addressed the nation few hours after the National Assembly ended the second extraordinary session meant to address challenges around the coronavirus global pandemic. Acting on powers conferred on him under Section 34, subsection 6 of the 1997 Constitution, extended the state of public emergency to another 21 days. Lawmakers in Banjul voted against the extension of the state of public emergency on Saturday, despite earlier recommendation by a smaller committee for additional 21 days. The extension also included reissued of the state of emergency regulations that were enforced before the state of public emergency expired. They include a regulation declared on the 26th March and extended by the National Assembly on 3rd April 2020.
In light of this, I have evoked the powers conferred on me by Section 34(6) of the 1997 Constitution to further declare by proclamation published in the Gazette effective today, 19 May 2020, that a state of public emergency continues to exist in the whole of the Gambia. Since the National Assembly is no longer in session, the state of public emergency shall last for 21 days in accordance with Section 34(2) of the Constitution. Accordingly, I have also reissued the emergency regulations that were in force before the state of public emergency expired. They include the regulations declared on the 26th March 2020 and extended by the National Assembly on the 3rd of April 2020. These reissued emergency regulations shall also continue to be enforced in line with the proclamation that I have made today. I call on the general public to appreciate that this is in the best interest of the whole nation, and I pray that Almighty God continues to bless and strengthen us as a united people. I thank you for your kind attention.
That is His Excellency President Adama Barrow. They are addressing the nation yesterday on the state of public emergency and related matters. suñ jiite réew mi président Adama Barrow démba dafa address nation bi waaye si address am bi na wax na lu bari kàddu yu bari foofu noonu waaye lu gën a am solo rek moo nekk ne dafa extend state of public emergency to another 21 days xamoon nañ ne initially 45 days la woon waaye dafa expire on Monday. National Assembly bi na since last week gars ñu ngi si chambers bi pour debate whether to extend the state of public emergency to another 45 days or not waaye gis nañ ne National Assembly bi dañ ko reject de extend wuñ ko te na special committee bi on emergency regulations boobu ñoom tamit sax dañ make recommendations pour National Assembly bi extend this to 21 days, but even with all that, guy nanguñ extend this to 21 days or even 45 days. While President Adama Barrow mom does power vested on him under the 1997 constitution déma mom dafa declare a state of public emergency si kaddu am yi wax na lu bari mu ne ñi ñu bàyyi seen xel ñu génne individual interest moo nekk suma interest ak sa interest waaye ñu put the national interest first mu ne nag si kaddu am bi tamit wax na si lu am solo mu ne National Assembly bi gaay dañ fail in their responsibility because ñoom ñoo waroon na debate li ñu make sure ñu at least extend this to 21 days or 45 days waaye mu ne gaay dañ fail on their responsibility as such coronavirus bi dafa deadly so moom du jël chance def moo taxit mu decide pour extend this to 21 days for the interest of Gambians.
Well, moment bu difficult la woon time boobu comme noo ko waxee National Assembly bi gars yi ñu ngi doon debate foofu noonu comme noo ko waxee then finally ñoom nanguwuñ ko wax na ne sax dañ fail mu nekkoon loo xam ne dafa doy waar because comme waxoon naa la last time na la ñoom ñëpp askan bi leen fa nekkal parce que askan bi moo leen fa yóbbu so lan moo tax National Assembly bi ñoom nanguwuñ ko rejectal ko li nga xam ne mooy 45 days bi te xel mun na nangu ne foog ñu yokku ko because loo xam ne nii si benn nga amoon benn case sa force nga def 21 days emergency ñu jógee fa nga dem si national nga demand 90 days ñu indi la 45 days si ko amoon benn case si side président bi wala si side government bi so kooku ku amoon benn mu indi la mu laajte la 90 days nga jox mujjee am 45 mu toog record lu dem si 24 cases wala 25 so loolu kooku nag nit di seen xel dina na wane sa kii ku defoon loolu dina laajte waat di seen thing so loolu la demee ñi itam nanguwuñ am na fuñ ko bees bu ko askan bi seen boppa ak nu munta demee doonte waaye feebar bi dafa garaaw ak nu munta demee bot dafa mel ni state of emergency bi daf leen xatal daf leen indil fitna bu nga xam ne nii daanaka dafa fitna bu mu jur wala bu mu jural askan bi dafa dem ba mel ni askan bi dañ fàtte feebar bi problème boobu leen am mooy lan state of emergency bi daf ñu xatal daf ñu sonal because of waaye fàtte neen problème yi coronavirus bi waaye problème yi state of emergency bi lay am lu waral loolu mooy ne askan bi ñu si bëri loolu dafa leen disturb because lu mu jur mooy ne da ngay toog benn place doo dem fenn ñoom dañ si tàyyi askan bi sonn si loolu moo tax seetatuñ sax lifin bi te tam député yi seen boppa ñoom tam li yóbbu président bi fu mu nekk moo fa yóbbu député mooy askan bi ñoo leen tànn fal leen yóbbu leen fa xëy na si ñoom jooyte askan boobu leen gis moo tax ñoom ñi doxalee nii waaye président bi tam responsabilité am la ak government bi pour xaar doomi aadama yi su fekkee ne ñoom itam am nañ jort bu ñaaw si feebar bi ñoom tam président bi loolu moo ko may doole boobu ak constitution bi ba mu jëlaat ñaar fukki fan ak bi la 21 days def ko public emergency bi soo xam naa ne soo loolu noonu laa ko gisee si affaire yi waaye comme nu ma ko waxee woon rek ñoom ñëpp ku su fekkee ku si nekk rek askan bi njëriñi askan bi moo la tax di wax soo bu solution amut am na ku nekk si leneen
waaw ñu ngi am na ku nekk si line bi rek because moom he's a keen follower of the National Assembly proceedings rek ñoom tamit ñu am ko rek moom tamit pour ñu wax ñu what he thinks of this after the president extended the state of public emergency to 21 days Kek Sani, a keen follower of the National Assembly proceedings, commended the president for the move. He said the move will enable government to put more preventive measures in the fight against COVID-19. Hello, good morning, Keks, and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me once again.
Thank you very much for joining us. We understand that yesterday, immediately after the president made this pronouncement, you went on Facebook and commended the president for the move. What do you make of the president's speech yesterday?
Yeah, actually, it is a very constructive speech, and it is very timely if you look at the circumstance we are right now as a country and the crisis of the COVID-19, which we all know, this is a world crisis. It's not only Gambian crisis, but this is a world crisis, and all of us should wake up and make sure that we do the right thing to prevent the spread of COVID-19, because this is a killer disease. This is real, and we all believe it. So we rather wait until it is out of hand. We start acting. I think it is the best time for us to act before it will get spread in this country. And the health expert has told us that, if we didn't put those preventive measures before June or July or August, Gambia will register not less than 81,000 of COVID-19 cases in this country. So if the experts have given us that figures, why are we folding our hands, not acting? And I think the president coming yesterday declared a state of emergency. It is timely, and I support it 100%.
You are a keen follower of the National Assembly, and we have seen that since last week, the National Assembly were debating on the state of public emergency and related matters. But even after the recommendation by a committee at the National Assembly, they still refuse to extend it to 45 days which the government requested. Do you think this is a failure on the side of the National Assembly, provided that they went to the National Assembly in the second ordinary session to discuss, among other issues, the extension of the state of public emergency?
Indeed, it is a failure from the National Assembly members for not upholding their responsibility as the representative of the people in the National Assembly. One has to understand that the government is three organs of government, and unless these three organs of government put their hands together, the country will not move. Meaning that you have the legislature, you have the judiciary, and that you have the executive. And these three combined together make a government. And we all agree there's no single National Assembly member in that house that didn't believe that there's COVID-19 and this disease is, the virus is real. So if that being the case, you guys went and declared a state of emergency for 45 days. And a committee was tasked to look into all the implementation and monitor the government plans in way how to prevent the spread of COVID-19. They went with a tour and find out that this is real. But there are problems in terms of people adhering to the measures that were put in place, that are the regulations. And they came with recommendation. And this committee was tasked by the entire National Assembly. And they came with the recommendation. And if you look at the entire regulation, you will find out that they all adhere that this virus is real and it is a killer disease. But they said that there are some loopholes, in terms of the implementation. But what people fail to understand, that it is not only the government, but we the citizens to have our social responsibility to make sure that we accompany the government in terms of preventing this COVID-19. And all what we can do is to adhere to the regulation that we are passed, because they are here to govern us, to prevent us from the virus. So what was agreed was that they will now look at more preventive measures. But the National Assembly members failed to hold their responsibility, which is their sole responsibility to protect and promote the general welfare of the citizen. That is the sole responsibility of any elected member in this country. Instead of they put politics, they put on personal interest, and they fail to declare a state of to extend the state of emergency for the president. Why giving the president 21 days when the president himself can give himself 21 days? Logic, it is not sense. Because according to our constitution, if the National Assembly is not on session, the president can give himself 21 days. But he said, give me 45 days. Give him the 45 days so that you will hold him accountable. But now, if you fail to give the president the 45 days that he required, at the end of the day, he failed. He will say that I requested for 45 days. And you give me 21 days. And the period was too short that I could not implement all the plans that I had. This is why there is a failure. But give him what he requires. And tell them you come with recommendation that this is what we will want. This is what we want. At the end of the day, you monitor those people. You oversight under the regulations. At the end of the day, then you will hold the government accountable to the people to say that, okay, they came before the National Assembly. And we say that they requested for 45 days for a state of emergency based on A, B, C, D. And we also came with the recommendation that you must do A, B, C, D, and F. Then we will all agree. Then we wait for 45 days and we will examine whether you have achieved what you told us before. But now you tell the executive, we will not declare the state of emergency. You allow the executive to go on their own and declare a state of emergency where you will not have any power to monitor or to scrutinize the government. Because now it is an executive state of emergency rather than a National Assembly state of emergency, where you will establish a special committee that will look at the implementation and monitor the projects of the government in terms of COVID-19. So now you are leaving the government with a free hand to go and do whatever they feel like. All what you can do is to monitor the regulations that are in place. But at the end of the day, there's not a special committee that will look at all these issues, whereby you can call the Minister of Finance and ask him how much funds has come in. You can go into border villages that were closed and look at whether people are adhering to all those things. Because now it's not a collective work, but you decided to distance yourself from a national issue. So for me, it is a failure from the National Assembly, and history will judge them for failing to adhere to their social responsibility. For their...
Interesting, Kex. But even yesterday, we have seen a conversation between you and some National Assembly member on the issue of border closure and some of the restrictions like sea border and air border, which one of the National Assembly insinuated that it's not included in the emergency regulations. Don't you think that the National Assembly somehow did not understand fully well of what they are really doing, because there is confusion as the National Assembly. They are divided as to what is what and what is right. But don't you think that it is really sad that a National Assembly member does not even know that the regulations included air, seaport, and of course the borders?
Yeah, actually, I think there was a misunderstanding in regards to which is very unfortunate. Not that the person don't know. Maybe it was an oversight. He didn't check or didn't confirm the regulation that were in his hand. Because if you go to the regulation passed for the transportation in this country, you will find out that these people, all these sea borders, land borders, air borders were all part of the regulations, even the schools and the other thing. But what he failed to understand that those borders were closed prior to before the state of emergency was tabled before the National Assembly members. So others people think that if the borders were closed before you tabled the motion before the National Assembly for the borders to make it legal binding, to put it in the regulation, then that means that that is not part of the regulation. But what the law requires is that the president will come and declare a state of emergency, because by then the National Assembly was not in session. So he will declare a state of emergency for 7 days. Before that 7 days will elapse, they will come with a recommendation, with a regulation, sorry. With that regulation and everything, they will take it to the National Assembly to say that we declare a state of emergency. And these are the regulations that we passed to restrict people's movement so that we can contain the COVID-19. So that was the misunderstanding. Most of the people didn't understand that, yes, a state of emergency can be declared, a proclamation can be done, whilst it doesn't reach at the National Assembly. But that's the procedure. But before the 7 days elapse, you will take that one to the National to make it legal binding. So this was the issue, and this was what my London friend, who is somebody who I well respected, Honorable Sana, didn't understand. But when I push on, he then adhered, because I bring him the regulation and I screenshot the portion that talks about the closure of both the sea and the air and the land borders. And he accepted that, yes, I'm on the right track, and that was an oversight from him. But that's how a country moves. We have to learn from each other. Nobody has a monopoly of knowledge, and we learn from each other so that we shape a better Gambia that we all of us can be proud of.
Interesting. Finally, just before we take a leave of you, you will agree with me that there are lapses in the initial state of public emergency, just like what some of the National Assembly have raised. What do you think can be done differently in this state of public emergency by the government?
Yeah, this is why I said the National Assembly has a role to play. Okay, you have do your oversight function and found out that there are so many loopholes. You come with recommendation to make sure that you avoid those loopholes by saying that, okay, let's work together. We will give you 45 days. But this is the recommendation of the National Assembly. You must do A, B, and C, and D. Then you will follow, make sure that they do that, because they will know that we will be held accountable if we fail to do this. This is how you work with. But you cannot say that, no, I'm not going to declare a state of emergency and fold your hand. Now you leave the president, to do whatever he feels like doing. Then where's your role as a National Assembly member, the people's representative, who should be there for the people? So this is the problem. But we have to look at that. We all have a responsibility. What should be done is that citizens should understand that we are not in a normal situation. Irrespective of our political difference and error, I know that this is an extraordinary situation right now. This is a situation that the Gambia has never experienced in the history of this country. Then if this situations comes, it needs desperate actions. So people have to adhere that these regulations are not here to witch hunt anybody, but these are here to help the government and help with the citizens, to prevent the spread of COVID-19, meaning that people must adhere to the regulations that have been passed through their representative at the National Assembly, meaning that they should observe the social distance. They should make sure that they avoid the crime. But why people are allowing them to be arrested because of they violated that regulations? Then we feel as a citizens to do our social responsibility, because we have to work hand in glove with the government to make sure that we do the right thing. And why government put these regulations, it's not that they want to punish anybody, but they see a threat that is, facing the country. And the only thing that their responsibility in Section 1 of the Constitution, your responsibility of the government is to protect and promote the general welfare of your citizens. And there's nothing more of protecting and promoting the general welfare of your citizens in regards to this COVID-19, because it is a killer disease, it is a threat, and it's a threat to our life.
Thank you so much, Keksane. Thanks so much. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That is Keksane. They are a keen follower of the National Assembly proceedings, a journalist and of course an activist. They are Keksane updating us on the state of public emergency which was declared yesterday by the president. Keksane dégg nga si kaddu am wax na lu bari foofu noonu mu ne waaye lu ma jël si kaddu am bi rek loo xam ne dafa am solo torop moo nekk ne nit ñi dañ war a bàyyi national interest ñu indi ko before individual interest loo xam ne dafa am solo torop te moom dafa commend the president for this move because mu ne coronavirus bi is really deadly te mu fi te people yi nekkuñ di respect the WHO preventive measures like social distancing and the like. Démba sax soo gisee Watson Gambia dañ post a picture of at the Serekunda market. So gisee nit ñi man dama tiit sa at some point man ne waaw lan moo nekk di happen. It seems like nit ñi léegi they don't care what is really happening, that COVID-19 is still here. And the sad part is dañ teg ne maybe President Barrow su ko externe lu mu def rek boppam la ko defal waaye du nit ñi waaye dama teg ne National Assembly bi nit ñi dañ war a aar seen boppa bala keneen di la ñoo aar ñu xam ne lii ñu ne fii pax la te foofu noonu soo fa duggee dangaa dee yow mii sa boppa xamal nga sa boppa ne soo fa duggee di nga dee waaye yow sax nga foog nga keneen ki ñëw garder la pour yow bu mu fa dugga yow nga aar sa own boppa man I think that is very sad. Modou.
Well, Mr. Sane comme ni mu ko waxee xam nga askan bi ñoom bañ guñ bañoon ñàkk a ànd ak sarte yu WHO teg wala yu ñu amee wàllu wér-gu-yaram bi teg léegi am na ñu leen ko déggal mooy National Assembly bi parce que si bañ guñ bañ a def state of emergency bi wane ñoom dañoo gën a amaat living confidence ne ñoom ñii sa xam ne lii dara amut so kon lii muy def ni dafa mel ni intérêt am la lii mun na gën a won askan bi loolu waaye comme niñ ko waxee si lu ma gis si waxam bi loolu nga si gis waaye itam government moo amee responsabilité nit moo amee kaaraangeem wér-gi-yaramam lépp moo koy aar moom tam président bi si boppam su gisee ne ñoom danje buñ ci gis bu fekkee ne ñële gisuñ ko wala ñu utee si gis-gis te loolu moo am soo moom tam responsabilité na pour mu jël ba pare yoon may na ko moo tax mu jël 21 days mu def ko waaye nag ñoom ñooy xaar nit ñi ñooy sàmm nit ñi si lu nekk kon ñoom itam seen responsabilité waaye nag nit ñi gën leen am problème te am na lu leen gën a déggalal seen problème bi pour ñàkk a ànd ak sarte yi parce que lu ko waral mooy ne suñ déggee ne député yi nanguwuñu yokk state of emergency bi te ñoom ñoo leen gën a jege loi bi ñoo leen gën a jege si kaw dañoo wax ne rek ñoom lu ñu nekkoon muy dëgg fekk dina indi lu bari
dina indi lu bari député yu nangu ñoo extend yi to 21 days or even 45 days comme government bi nu ko buggee woon léegi président Barrow dafa use pasam yi pour mu extend it to 21 days maybe ñi daal dañoo wax ne ok kon ka député yi extend wuñ ko nekkul loo xam ne dañ war a teg seriously xam nga président Barrow
dafa mel ni daal député yi lu ma gis jaxas den mix askan bi ak président
so lii daal affaire
waaw xal neen ko jaxase ñoom it fi ñu ko teg moo waaye xal neen jaxase léegi askan bi li ñoo gis rek mooy ne lii du intérêt nit ñi intérêt nguur gi la.
exactly
loolu la ñoo gis right now waaw te nag ku amoon man lii moom bettut kenn dina doon am because benn case nga jël 45 days soo amee 25 bettut kenn ifin député seen bopp xam ne ne sax suñ ko nanguwut sax président bi dina jël lu ko yoon may muy 21 days bi te loolu moo ñëw di am nii waaw
The interesting discussions there, but we just move on because it seems like time is not on our side. We move on and talk about matters of the National Assembly again, because the National Assembly in Banjul has approved the appointment of a new ombudsman after 1 month of intense consultations around qualification required for the office of the ombudsman. The nomination of Bakari Sanyang was rejected on condition that he was still serving as governor of West Coast Region. Speaker of the House, Mariam Jack Denton, recalled when the matter was referred to the Public Appointment Standing Committee.
That the motion for the confirmation of the appointment of Mr. Bakari Sanyang as Ombudsman was tabled by Her Excellency the Vice President on Monday, the 6th of April, 2020. This second nomination was made by His Excellency the President after the rejection of the earlier nominee in December 2019 by the National Assembly.
The Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, Dr. Aissatou Touré, admitted to having erred, leading to the consultations with the National Assembly for the final move.
I wish to, on behalf of His Excellency President Barrow, to express appreciation for making this great decision today to endorse the appointment of Mr. Bakari Sanyang to the office of Ombudsman. I want to say thank you for the fact that everything that was done here was to ensure that we move procedures, make sure that procedures are followed. Of course, to err is human. And whatever shortcomings that might have resulted in us reaching up to this stage is not intended. But as we move and as we are evolving as a new democracy in which we want to follow procedures, we must be patient. We must be ready to engage constructively. And it was a very constructive engagement.
Vice President Touré there assuring government's readiness to work in compliance with democratic principles in good faith. Gis nañ Vice President bi wax na ci kàddu am ne government bi initially gars yi dañ make a mistake on their consultations waaye dañ appoint former governor of West Coast Region Bakari Sanyang as the new ombudsman. Gis nañ ne fi ombudsman bi initially Mr. Suare lañ Leo National Assembly bi waaye dañ andi issues with that because dañ wax ne moom he's an educationist and he does not have a legal background waaye gis nañ ne kii after thorough consultations and debate at scrutiny at the National Assembly level dañ finally appoint Bakari Sanyang as the new ombudsman.
waaw lu am solo la te lu la koy gën a wan mooy si house bi ñëpp si ànd moo loolu mu nekk lu am solo comme niñ ko fi waxoon buñ ko bu mu amee bu njëkk rek nit la koo xam ne ku ñu ràññee la si mbaax si njub go su nekkul su loolu nekkul si yow ak xam-xam bi soo duñ la ko def moo tax National Assembly bi dëggal nañ ko wan nañ ko démb wan na ne ñoom ñëpp ànd nañ si ànd lëfin boobu kon mu mel ni nekk na ko léegi waaw lu muy lu am solo si moom.
Wow, interesting. We just move on to the second edition here on A Good Morning Africa program, and we will start with the newspaper review because we don't have enough time. Let's just take a short break and come back for the newspaper review. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Newspaper review bi ñu ko dooleel moo nekk stage sem na bàyyi Modou Niang rek mu capati ñu andi ñu capati foofu noonu ñu ko dooleel daal newspaper review.
sem ñoo ko dooleel ñoom nag ñu ngi yëngu si affaire yi mobile am banqaas nag ci biir réew mi yëpp soo ko bàyyee rawatina ci Greater Banjul area bi ñu ngi Talinding biir Kaama Westfield fu nekk di wax nit ñi rek ku ci bëgg mobile wala satellite yooyu yëpp nga daal di sa àgg rek di nga am lu baax a baax waaw.
Well, comme num ko waxee rek StarGSM ñoo dooleel this newspaper review, and from there we stated our proud sponsors is StarGSM for this newspaper review, and we just go straight to the newspapers. And this morning we have the Standard, we have the Point newspaper, and of course we have Foroya newspaper here. We will start with the Standard newspaper and just read quickly one story. Muslim cleric condemns conviction of imams, urges court to return fines. State of emergency extended to 21 days, and arrest in Sukuta after clashed with demolition squad. Those are the main stories on the Standard newspaper. Quickly, we just look at one story on the Standard newspaper, though we would have loved to really looked at more stories there, but we don't have time on our side. We just look at the Sukuta story. Some 14 people were arrested in Sokoto last evening after clashing with a demolition squad sent to implement a physical planning order on a land situated in Salaji. Among those arrested were activists Fatu Jaumane and Singambabi Guru, who both native of Sukuta. A few weeks ago, when the tensions emerged, a number of people staged a protest after receiving letters from the Department of Physical Planning asking them to halt all constructions on the land as it is state land reserved for schools, hospital, markets and cemetery. However, the villagers allege they have not seen any such development, but instead private people, mostly senior government officials, have put up houses on the said land. Detail of that on the Standard newspaper. Clash land issue bi waa daal Gambia daal xam naa land moom problème la fii gars yi Sukuta dañ clash with the physical planning people because of dañ government bi dafa wax ne lii reserve land la waaye ñoom dañ wax ne comme government bi dum ko waxee loolu amul because ñu fa dëkka ñooñu senior government official maanaam ñoo nekk si top government officials ñoo xam ne ñu ngi liggéey si nguur mi ñoo fa nekk.
waaw lu doy waar la te mbiri reserve land lu jar a bàyyi xel la government bi waruñ ko caaxaane because moo jural tey si biir fii nii nit ñi amuñ bàmmeel sax problème la garage fu ñu def la bitaan problème la kon li si dese ko bon buñ ko bàyyee pour reserve dañ si war a bàyyi xel bu baax a baax waaye ñoom itam waruñ koo jël ba si biir tam ñu am ñeneen liñ see dogal ci koone yi foofu noonu ñi faa dëkkee loolu tam di yoon reserve la na nekk reserve rek su ko defee mu nekk alali nguur gi lépp liñ si soxla ñu dem samp ko fa waaye waruñ koo bàyyee kenn mu ko doxalee loo xam ne tam du yoon ñoom tam waruñ see doxal lu nekkul yoon di nguur gi.
waaw
xam naa ne time bi daf ñu xoj demal.
Time bi daf ñu xoj nag waaye seriously we would have loved to read more stories on the Standard newspaper, but let us quickly move to the Point newspaper and look at their main headlines this morning. And the main headlines on the Point newspaper is lawmakers confirm Barrow's Ombudsman picked, and CDS drama pays courtesy call on GRA boss. Barrow declares 21 days of state of public emergency. Senegal confirms 73 new COVID-19 cases. WCR forestry officer disapproves High Court ruling on Busuranding community forest. And the last on the Point newspaper is Finance Ministry clarifies. Let's quickly look at the West Coast Region Forestry Officer disapproves High Court ruling in Busuranding Community Forest. West Coast Region Forestry Officer said his office is entirely against the High Court ruling, asking the community of Busuranding in Combo Centrals to stay away from their community forest that was gazetted to them since 1996. Lamin Bajo said the court came to a final ruling without consulting the community of Busuranding, saying based on that his office has notified the police and closely working to ensure that no one touches the places until all court cases are sorted out. He said it was the community of Sanyang that once sued the community of Dia to court, claiming to own the piece of land and produce a document from the physical planning that contains a map that enclosed the community forest and even part of the community of Busuranding. More on that on the Point newspaper. Land issue again. Lii daal dafa doy waar. Court bi dañu rule ne pour ñi ñu génn foofu na moo nekk this Busuranding for community waaye kii di wax ne forestry officer moom mu ne they don't inform wuñ gaay ne ñu ngee ñëw foofu noonu because initially gaay dañ leen suwoon waaye loolu sax court bi dafa jël decision rek without consulting them waaw so mu ne dafa inform police yi pour police yi xaar ñu wax court bi ñu xaaraangum ba gaay ñu consult with them because dañ jël decision bi without telling them anything.
loolu mistake bu rëy la nag waaye tey
su dee
dafa
ne
mel
loolu la kay.
ni su dee ne loolu la because dafa mel ni moo xewoon fële Joshua I think noonu la fa demee woon ba te nag loolu daf ci dee am solo bu baax a baax ndekki tam soo ko yóbbee court fan naa ne sax ki nga yóbbu ko war naa attend court bi sax
exactly
waaw attendut ko tam war neen joxe kayit bi nga xam ne ni wane na ne fii moomatu leen ko léegi lii moo si war a xew waaye si nekkee yëguñ si dara police rek leen ñëw gis dafa nekk lu doy waar si according te ñoom lu ñu wax mun na am tam nag leneen mu ngi ci biir waaye si nekkee nii la moom nekk na loo xam ne awul yoon waaye daal war neen taxaw bu baax a baax si mbiri land suuf si yàlla xëccoo bi bëri na fi trop.
It seems like Tungs daal mu ngi suma noppay mu ne time jot na Tungs may ñu extra time. Let us go with the Foreign newspaper quickly and read their headlines. President declares a state of emergency again. National Assembly confirms appointment of Ombudsman. 13 individuals discharged upon completion of mandatory period. Lawmakers refer to motion on appointment of Armed Forces Council to Appointment Committee. The National Global Pan-African Conference renews on Monday 25th May, and question of the day on the forum is, did the National Assembly attain the objective for which the extraordinary session was convened? Editorial on the forum is, too many cooks spoil the soup. Miss Nadega proverb bubunak. Why quickly, let us look at the National Assembly again, because today the National Assembly no dominate paper Z. In line with Section 164, subsection 1 of the 1997 Constitution, the National Assembly yesterday confirmed the appointment of, oh my God, that was a mistake. I am reading the same story again, because Tungs, you have an ekadi the time jot na yang mata. All right, let me quickly look at that. The advocate issue, no, tung sama time mo jot rek mangi on the pressure mo tay. Quickly, let us look at the advocates' call on full implementation on ban of FGM to save the future of girl child. Interesting there, the Women's Amendment Act 2015 implications on the girl child. I mean this is really well, Tungs, let us just go with the individuals, because this one, it seems, there is time. The story is cut, and I don't know where the remaining one is. 13 individual discharged upon completion of mandatory period. 13 individuals were yesterday discharged after being tested negative for COVID-19 upon completion of their mandatory period of quarantine. The Gambia currently registered 24 confirmed cases of COVID-19. 13 of the patients received treatment and they are discharged, 1 dead and 10 active cases. Dr. Mustafa Abite, the Director of Health Services at the Ministry of Health, said no new laboratory confirmed case of COVID-19 was registered in the past 24 hours. Out of the 19 laboratory test results received, 8 are those of new tests conducted and 11 are repeat test results. All of the 8 new samples collected tested negative for COVID-19. Well, that is a good development for Funono. 13 individuals that discharged upon completion of their quarantine mandatory period. Lolo dal, I think is a good news.
Lo am solo la wane na ñooñu daal jot nañ seen bopp daal ñu ngi si jàmm ñoom itam.
Alhamdulillah.
waaw sant yàlla waaw ok xam naa ne time bi bëriwul. time
daal jeex na tak
waaw ñu
solo maa ngi jaxasoo.
I know
maa ngi riit fële di riit fii rek ndax am foro ya dax ma dee jox tough time.
ok
dañ dee binda fi story ñu complete ko fële.
dem complete
so
ko fële.
yeah.
waaw jërëjëf Julde jërëjëf ñu doon seetaan tam di leen jox di daje rek ba ëllëg tey lii la lépp amuloon gars yi parce que time bi jeex na dégg naa am na ku nekk foofu si sa noppa yi di wax waaw.
But boss lady, thank you so much. Next time you give us extra bonus, This is Ramadan. Thank you so much, viewers. It's a pleasure. Thanks for the pleasure of your company. This is the Good Morning Africa program coming your way live on iAfrica TV every Mondays to Friday. Thank you so much for being with us, and do have a pleasant day. Bye bye.
Badingol men be Gambia anin Gambia e bantala mbe ngani lonko TRRC bala doko sal labang le kono andila doko be lori men kan wala hadama dingol men na nyanto tinyata nyim banko kanjang kabrin July karo 1994 sangola kana January karo 2017 sangola woto momo ya lon ko e mantorata ni wato kono andi man futa TRRC follow pour que la kuma kan di safa me statement no ye fere ke ye futa TRRC ye la kuma kan di atariya nyama yo pour kana TRRC ye fen kenan pasoti kana futa je wala fen dépense pour ka futa TRRC ke la kuma kan di abe sendi le male bare be nyim fanan ko en la ko pour ka statement no fanan di amanke ko momo yela kuma kan di TRRC ibelo la television o nyatole mobe jube wotude tele bulu ni laptop ka testify mobe yela moy mobe je ise o kenole bar ni man lefo fananna ise kuma kan dinole ayatra molke kan moy barete nyaada jela nindu man lefo fananna ise sino inin commissional damma aliye kacha ayatra mote bole kalama andu nimme lafta kanyinke ise katoke yin telephone number kumandi pour ka TRRC sotono 7704988 7704988 wala 74159